The Bushido Code, the samurai's secret discipline for resilience and high performance. The samurai's silent battle. Close your eyes for a moment and picture a samurai. What do you see? Most people imagine a razor-sharp sword, an imposing suit of armor, and a figure of unshakable courage standing tall in the chaos of battle. But as a performance archaeologist studying this ancient warrior class, I see something far deeper. A samurai's true discipline wasn't in wielding a sword, it was in mastering their own mind. Their greatest battle wasn't fought against another warrior, but against fear, doubt, and uncertainty. Their peak performance came from a strict code of conduct above all, a mental one, the Bushido. We live in an age that sells discipline as punishment. You have to force yourself to do this. You must resist temptation. But the samurai's mindset teaches that discipline is an act of freedom, a release from emotions that control us. Bushido wasn't just a set of rules. It was a path, a way of life, turning self-control into an art form. Picture a samurai meditating before battle. They weren't merely relaxing, they were training their resilience, accepting death, releasing fear, and focusing entirely on the present moment. They knew the only thing they could truly control was their own mind. And that is the first and most powerful lesson Bushido has to teach us about high performance. Our society trains us to chase pleasure and avoid pain. But the samurai pursued honor, and with it, they embraced pain. Not as an act of masochism, but as a way to strengthen the spirit. A samurai's discipline was forged in the acceptance of life's impermanence and fragility. This acceptance gave them a clarity of purpose that made them unstoppable. They didn't fight for money or glory, but for honor. That is the key difference. High performance born from an unshakable purpose is far stronger and longer lasting than performance driven by rewards. A samurai's discipline was a reflection of an internal commitment that transcended the battlefield. Most of us go through life never fully mastering our own minds. We let anxiety, anger, and frustration take over. But the samurai invites us to become the master of our own mind. And the first step toward that mastery is focus and self-control. The practical action for this part of the journey is about a small but powerful act of discipline. During the day, when you catch yourself acting out of habit, checking your phone impulsively, getting lost in a meaningless distraction, stop just for a second and ask yourself, is this moving me toward my purpose or pulling me away? That tiny act of self-control is the seed of Bushido, the beginning of your journey. If the idea that discipline is an act of freedom resonates with you, and you're ready to unlock Bushido's secrets for your own life, comment Bushido below. If this message made you reflect, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next step in our expedition. Death as life's greatest teacher. If the first step of samurai discipline is self-control, the second, and perhaps the most intimidating, is acceptance. Acceptance of death. Most people spend their entire lives running from the inevitable, and it's precisely this fear that paralyzes us, keeping us from living at our highest potential. Bushido didn't teach samurai to be immortal, it taught them to be mortal. The wisdom behind this mindset was simple. By accepting the possibility of death at any moment, they freed themselves from the fear of losing, failing, or being judged. That freedom made them incredibly effective and fully present in each moment. They understood that the fear of death is not about death itself, but about an unlived life. Their resilience wasn't built on the hope of a distant future, it was forged in the appreciation of the now, the only moment that truly matters. As performance archaeologists, we have unearthed many codes of honor, but few are as profound as Bushido. It shows us that discipline is not about being tough, it's about being honest. And the most brutal honesty is this: we have no control over the future. Modern society sells us the idea that high performance is about having a 10-year plan, controlling every variable, and avoiding failure at all costs. But the samurai invites us to do the opposite, to accept failure as a possibility, and, through that acceptance, free ourselves to act with focus and honor. Seppuku, often seen as nothing more than ritual suicide, was in reality the ultimate expression of this philosophy. It was the final proof that a warrior's honor and discipline were worth more than life itself. And that, my friend, is a mindset very few truly understand. Think about your day. How many times have you avoided trying something new, taking a risk, or speaking your mind because you feared failure? Bushido's purpose was not to create fearless warriors who felt no fear, but warriors who acted in spite of it. They knew resilience is not the absence of pain, it's the ability to find purpose and honor within it. And your own high-performance journey demands the same courage, the courage to face your fears, to accept that failure is possible, and to ask yourself, if the worst-case scenario happened, could I still live with honor? The answer to that question is what frees you to live, act, fight, and create with a level of discipline and focus most people will never reach. The practical action for this part of our journey is about acceptance. Take your notebook and think about one fear that paralyzes you. Maybe it's the fear of failing at a project or the fear of being judged. Now imagine the worst-case scenario. Imagine that fear becoming reality. Then, answer one crucial question. If my worst fear came true, what would I do the next day to act with honor and purpose? The act of planning your resilience before the crisis comes will give you the strength to face it or prevent it from paralyzing you entirely. This journey is only beginning to reveal its true power. We are merely scratching the surface of what Bushido can do for you. If the idea of facing your fears to find freedom resonates with you, comment honor below. If this message made you reflect, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next phase of our expedition. Mushin the empty mind for high performance. If you've allowed yourself to accept the worst, then you already understand that true strength is not the absence of fear, it has the ability to act in its presence. But how could a samurai act with such focus and precision in the chaos of battle, when adrenaline and fear could so easily cloud the mind? The answer, uncovered in one of our most valuable expeditions into feudal Japan, lies in a mental state called mushin. Mushin is not the absence of thought, it's the absence of fixed thought. It's the empty mind, a state where the mind is free to react without hesitation, where thought and action merge into one. This is the source of true high performance. We live in an age of mental overload. Our minds are crammed with to-do lists, notifications, worries about the future, and regrets about the past. This inner noise is what keeps us from true focus and self-control. A samurai's discipline was not just about the body, it was about mastering the mind. They trained for years to reach mushin, the state of flow that allowed them to react with terrifying speed and precision, free from the paralysis of overthinking. Their mindset was forged in martial arts, calligraphy, meditation, anything that demanded total presence in the moment. They understood that self-control is not about holding back, but about letting go, freeing the mind to do what it has been trained to do. Think about your day. How often is your mind in one place while your body is in another? You're at work, but thinking about bills. You're with your family, but worrying about an email. The purpose of mushin isn't just for physical combat, it's for the inner battle of daily life. It invites us to cultivate total presence, to do one thing at a time with complete focus. This is the foundation of all true high performance, the source of all resilience. The discipline the samurai teaches us is to empty the mind of the unnecessary so we can fill it with what truly matters. It's the mindset of becoming the action itself. The practical action for this part of our journey is what I call meditation in motion. Choose a simple daily task: washing dishes, walking, or drinking a glass of water. For 1 minute, do this task with total focus. Feel the water on your hands, the ground beneath your feet, the taste of the water. Don't allow your mind to wander, and if it does, gently bring it back to the present moment. This small act of discipline is your first step toward achieving mushin, the state of high performance, where thought and action become one. Our journey is only beginning to reveal its full power, and we are still just scratching the surface of what Bushido can offer you. If the idea of finding peace in action resonates with you, comment mushin below. If this message made you reflect, like the video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next phase of our expedition. The warrior's legacy of honor. We began this journey with the image of a warrior in armor, and now we've reached the point where their mental discipline becomes their greatest legacy. You've learned about the samurai's self-control, their mindset that accepts failure, and the power of Mushin. But what is the purpose of all this inner mastery if not to impact the world around you? Bushido was not just for the battlefield, it was for life. It guided a samurai's interactions with family, community, and land. A samurai's high performance was not only in their sword skills, but in their ability to live with honor, authenticity, and purpose. They teach us that your legacy will not be what you achieve, but the person you become. In our work as performance archaeologists, we've unearthed what truly matters. The legacy of a samurai is not found in the ruins of castles, but in the code of honor that inspired generations. Their discipline was the manifestation of a greater purpose to live a meaningful life. In an era when we are constantly tempted to compromise our values for convenience, Bushido invites us to be the moral compass of our own lives. A samurai's resilience did not come from merely enduring pain, but from living with integrity, even under the worst circumstances. This is the true high-performance. Bushido teaches the mindset of being your own code of conduct, living by your own rules, and becoming your own source of honor. Bushido is not about violence, it's about having such strong self-control that violence becomes unnecessary. It's about cultivating such unshakable discipline that you become a source of peace and purpose for those around you. The true high performance of a warrior lies in creating a legacy that transcends the battlefield. And your legacy, your resilience, and your self-control will be built the same way, with your own honor. The practical action for this final part of our journey is to create your own code of honor. Think of one non-negotiable value, something you want people to remember when they think of you. It could be integrity, honesty, passion, or discipline. Now, commit to doing one small daily action that reflects that value. This small, consistent act will be the first brick in building your legacy. This is your Bushido. Our expedition with Socrates gave us a lifelong tool, and the discipline of the samurai has shown us the power of legacy. But our journey as archaeologists of success is just beginning. There are countless other artifacts, philosophies, and stories waiting for us to uncover. If you're ready to begin your own code of honor, comment "My Bushido" below. And if you don't want to miss the next chapter of our expedition, where we will explore the mindset of a great strategist from the past, like the video and subscribe to the channel. And if this message gave you a new sense of discipline for your life, share it with someone who needs it too.